We're in today with the legendary RTX 3060 2021. It's already 2 years with this video card, but nevertheless, today we're gonna pair it up with this i7 9 Gen. I'm gonna test it to the limit and see how this video card is holding after 2 years. This video card, it's capable of delivering some performance. There is a lot of room for adjustment because it's packed with 12 gig of VRAM. It's got 192 bits bus width, 2584 shaders. And the clocks for this video card are quite surprising because the GPU clock is running at 1320 megahertz with the memory clock of 1875. A very cool video card physically, you know, and metaphorically speaking, because it's a cool video card. It looks really nice, you know. But let's jump in and see how we can put this video card to a little stress. Can I say that? The stress? All right, let's start with Call of Duty. I think this is going to be a very interesting experience with this video card. I'm going to see what settings we have, but I'm 100% sure we can go with Ultra or Balance. You know, we got the VRAM, so let's see how we can do it. Balance, let's take Ultra with no upscaling. The hertz, no dynamic resolution, upscaling off, everything is fantastic. Video memory scale, we can give you the best it is, seriously. So already with a couple of hundreds of FPS, the CPU temperature is still okay, you know, because I remember I had problems with this i7 9 Gen. The GPU is doing a fantastic job, even though the core is maxed out, 5.8 gig of VRAM and reaching 150 watts. I don't know how much I will sit in the game, because usually I end up dead in a couple of minutes, you know. But I just wanted to appreciate the performance this video card has to give. You know, for instance, this is the first time I'm seeing like 12.3 gig of system RAM. That's actually a good number comparing it to Hogwarts Legacy, you know, that is using nearly 20 gig. 21 FPS on minimals and 37 on 1%. This is exactly the number I was expecting. I'm not joking. 100 FPS on average is not a bad number, you know, but not very sharp with the minimals, because I'm on maximum details and I think I have to do some manual settings in order to get those performance, those competitive performances, you know. 80-90% on the core load on the CPU. This is not bad for my i7 9 Gen. I remember there's a couple of people who have the same PC, same CPU like me, and it's running with a 3070. So 3060 comparing it to 3070, yeah, there is a difference, but not too much. So hopefully I get to play with it. And I like how it's working. I really like how it's working, seriously. Let's try PUBG, but now we get the opportunity to put it on the best details ever, because I remember last time I was playing with such a horrible experience, seriously. 100% render scale, we're gonna play with that. DirectX 12, Ultra, 100% render scale. Never played for a long time with this amount of FPS. And I think this is going to be a very nice experience if you're adding this video card to your collection. Definitely a video card that you need to have in order to play PUBG properly. I remember playing it with old video cards, and now seeing maximum details with this is just insane. 95 FPS on average. This is not something that I want to put on the side, because 90 nearly to 100 FPS on this amount of details, it's fantastic for a computer, you know. Can't complain about it. Do we manage to stabilize the FPS? All right, actually it's much better later. The moment you played a little more, apparently you get some nice averages now. Outside, I think in the buildings it's a little more harder, you know. I don't know why. But now If I'm outside and I'm walking, you can actually see the averages are quite good. 41 on minimal, 68 on 1%. Those are the numbers that I need from this system. You know, the CPU is not very loaded, but it does have a lot of wattage consumption. The moment I come nearby a building, apparently it's just dropping the FPS like an animal. All right, let's see Fortnite how it's running with 1080p on performance mode. I love performance mode. Should I put how should I say? Should I put performance mode in PUBG so I can have higher FPS? But apparently we are getting epic view distance, epic texture, high resolution, meshes. Let's put it on high quality, high performance. Let's jump in. Nice performance. Really like how it's working, seriously. All right, let's see how we're doing. 100 watts on the GPU, that's good. Don't eat a lot of VRAM with this video card. Only 1.3 gig of VRAM, 50% load on the GPU, but apparently the CPU is doing a more intensive task here. Really, 100 watts is reaching, even the CPU is reaching this amount of wattage like the GPU. I mean, the GPU, I understand, you know, 100 watts, 50% load, you know, but 100 watts nearly on the CPU with 80% load. Nice. But I got 200 FPS in the air, so can't complain. Nearly reaching 200 and 260. That's a good number, you know. If you want to play competitive and you have a decent monitor, like I have a 240 Hz monitor, but I have to connect it via DisplayPort in order to reach that, and I have to disconnect the HDMI in order to not split, because the moment I put HDMI, it's just bottlenecking the cable, and I get only 144 Hertz. So if I only use the DisplayPort, then I get the full 240. So then I can play the game properly. But I like it. I like how it's working. Good averages, if you're asking me. 360, 260 actually. I'm sorry, 260 on average. 36 on minimal, and 130 on 1%. Those are decent numbers if you have a monitor that allows you to use those FPS. On the CPU side, apparently this i7 9th gen, it's taking a toll, you know, like I'm actually seeing it on performance mode with 80-85% load. I'm not joking, this is intensive for the CPU apparently. And the GPU doesn't care. So in this situation, it shows me that I need to increase the resolution in the game. All right, let's test GTA 5 and see how it's running with maximum details. DirectX 11, everything it's on maximum. Let's jump in online and see how it's behaving with this system. All right, we're in GTA 5. Ooh. I love the performance. I love what I'm seeing here, seriously. So maximum details with DirectX 11, and we're getting nearly 100 FPS. Good minimals, 47, but we have to take a ride on that road so we can actually see how it's performing with that minimal. Hopefully, we'll still hold over 30 FPS on minimal. This is online, yes, so the minimals, if it's over 30 FPS, you need to say thank you. But apparently I'm over 44, and I like it. My God, the density of the people, the NPCs, it's huge. But nevertheless, I'm getting the numbers from the CPU, like nearly 100 watts from the CPU with around 66, 65 load on that CPU. System RAM is reaching 10 gig. And the GPU, it's maxed out. Damn. It's maxed out. The core is maxed out. I can't believe it. But the VRAM, it's only 4.6 gig of VRAM and 150 watts. Way too interesting, seriously. Can't believe the core is maxed out. The fans on this video card, they are not even bothered because the GPU is still cooled on 59 degrees. So let's see how it's running in the casino. Maybe we'll get there some lower FPS. Oh, 6 FPS on minimal. Damn. In 1 hour I can spin the wheel. So I'm not joking that I'm very shocked that this video card is maxed out on the core. It looks fantastic. It runs fantastic. You know, it's something to admire. You know, how the GTA details looks. You know, maxed out with no, how should I say, render upscale on 1 or 1.52, nothing. Actually, let me check to see, maybe that's why it's who knows. Off. That's it. This is generic maximum details with the RTX 3060. So the core is loaded, so you don't need 12 gig of VRAM, you need just a better core. So 3070 will be ideal. Let's jump into Apex and see how we are doing here. I think it's time to max it out because I know I can do it with this video card here. Let me just click on everything to max it out. I'll keep this, actually we're gonna disable. You see maximum details, 23 minimal and 100 over 100 on 1%. The CPU is getting hot on 70. I'm getting 70 degrees is not that hot, but it's getting loaded. You know, the CPU is passing 100 watts, 110 watts. That's why I get 72 degrees on this CPU. It's fantastic to see that when you're maxing out this game, you get both the CPU and the GPU on the same time loaded. The GPU is doing a fantastic job. 150 watts from the GPU. Is not getting really hot. 59, 60 degrees. It's not that bad. The VRAM it's managed to get up. You know, is starting to fill up the VRAM. We managed to reach 6.2 gig of VRAM. That means we need an 8 gig easy. Overall, I like how it's working, seriously. The only thing I'm interested it's a fight, how it's holding in a fight. If it's holding in a fight properly, then we're golden. Look how nice it looks with the sniper, seriously. How many details I can see with this. On maximum details, it looks fantastic. Okay, wait. Oh sh**, we're gonna die. Alright, let's jump into War Thunder and see how we are going to perform with maximum details on movie. I think movie presets, yes. This is movie. So I enabled the preset and there is no DLSS activated. So I'm gonna jump in and see how the performance is. V-Sync on, by the way. Oh my god, it looks so cool. Wow. This is something I never thought I would see, but regardless, 200 FPS on maximum details. Ooh, I got some nice specs with this PC, seriously. Alright, we're getting nice FPS, nice averages, apparently nearly 180 FPS on average, with 35 minimals and over 100 FPS on 1%. I'm actually surprised how it's working the CPU. I can actually see some points where it's reaching 100 watts. 100 watts is when you got like 80-90% on the CPU load. Is it loaded that way? Insane. Brilliant. On the GPU side, apparently the core is mega loaded. There is no question about it. You know, you can actually see it's nearly 100% loaded. 60 degrees on the temperature with nearly 4 gig of VRAM used. Actually interesting because on maximum details, I can actually use an older video card for this then. And I really like that because I'm interested in the future to test other video cards and I need to know this GPU can... this system can do the job, you know, without the need of a high performance GPU, you know. There's a lot of video card that doesn't have this amount of VRAM, but they have high core speed. And I like that. The only thing I can say to describe this video card is that I would like to keep this in my PC forever, and that's it. It does exactly what I need. Nearly maximum gaming details. It's very quiet, it's very efficient on the temperature. It's got lots of display ports and HDMIs, so I can benefit from multiple displays, and that's it. It's just something I really want to keep more in the PC. I don't know if this is something that you want. I really suggest to get one, a 3060, but get something like this, an MSI. Get a huge video card like this with a huge fin, because it's worth it. So yes, I really like the GPU, seriously.